and then the whole package of his mum leaving the voice notes and stuff. I was thinking like, is his mum dead? Because how does it feel? It's like this feels like his mum's dead and he's re-listening to messages from her.
He, what's it called? Is he Baron Zemo listening to the voice message?
Yeah, or is he?
Age of Ultron?
Have you seen that film Frequency?
Civil War,
is it
sorry.
Frequency? Three, two, one. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip Around Multiverse with your host, the guy who watches too many 80s action movies and trying to put that into my character, Carl Charles.
And the woman who can kick in high heels, CY Chung.
And today, guys, we are reviewing I think it's like the fifth annual Full Gear by AEW, their pay-per-view, which was normally like the last pay-per-view of the year, but now they do 12 pay-per-views a year, so
yeah. Trying to do that.
Get that WWE money.
And you know what? At least they didn't go to 14, because at one point WWE was doing 14, even though they split the SmackDown and Raw rosters, so they could sandwich those pay-per-views between them.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Okay, what nutters. But yeah. I don't want to say, by the way, whether it's sometimes it's a good idea. I don't know. Just on the side before we reach the pay-per-view stuff, what would you say? The match stuff. The amount of pay-per-views a year. How much do you think a company should have? I know the standard's now once a month, and sometimes it's more.
Yeah.
But
I personally would say 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you can go 2 months without a pay-per-view. You know, like either side of the year, but to do like 12 sometimes seems like too much, but I don't know, it might be just me.
I don't know. I mean, I'd probably say about 8 or something like that.
Yeah,
because then you got the couple of months where you could do special events.
Yeah,
just like AEW does the Battle for the Belts and the Fight for the Fallen and stuff.
Yeah.
And without having to make everyone watch paper, because then sometimes on the pay-per-view you're like, all right, well, this guy's just freshly won the belt, for example, right?
Yeah.
Is he going to lose it next month?
Yeah, it's that sort of,
So why am I going to purchase the next pay-per-view? You know?
Yeah.
The problem is, obviously, title changes usually just happen at the pay-per-views.
Yeah,
but...
especially like main titles, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes I think they don't leave enough build in between the pay-per-views, or they don't get it to a certain point, and you're like, yeah, I got to get this. You're like,
yeah, there's not much like
it's just
breathing room.
Filler.
Yeah, I agree. Because like last year, like AEW's big problem was, what was it? All Out, then All In, literally like in the same week.
Yeah, which by the way, is a neat idea, but and they managed to do it, but it's just like in execution, like I don't know. This time they left 2 weeks, and you're like, still.
Yeah, I still didn't actually go around to watch All Out. Yeah, I didn't end up watching that. I was like, I've seen All In, it's fine. And then nothing.
Well, the All In was the bigger event, anyways.
Yeah.
But they just not them specifically as well, but it's just like, wow, you don't need one every month.
Yeah, but last year, how they got around it was like the main event with the one before was, the international titles on the line. That was the main event.
See, now that's different. That's different, by the way. If you're like, all right, we've got these pay-per-views, we'll make a different title headline, a different one.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, not necessarily saying that's the best resolution for it, but it's just like, at least to give spotlight to the lower card titles if you're going to do such a thing.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Not necessarily low card titles. I mean, it's the not the world title.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
I think this is the problem that TNA had when they had the X Division title, and it didn't headline. I think it headlined only one pay-per-view. You'd think if you go to Destination X.
Yeah, that should. At least that's a one pay-per-view a year that should like the X
or if they have the X Division champion in the main event.
Yeah.
In later in another pay-per-view, then at least there's something that's like it headlines twice, because the women's title headlined pay-per-views in TNA.
Did it?
So. Yeah, I think unless I'm thinking of the all women's pay-per-view, which it did headline by default.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I'm pretty sure.
You might be right. I'm pretty sure like Gail Kim and Awesome Kong must have like main evented the pay-per-view at one point. It's the only ones I can think of.
I'm pretty sure the tag titles headlined the pay-per-view as well.
It did. But... It's when Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle did
aside
that.
Aside from that one.
Yeah, probably.
I think they headlined a bit. They were at least the tag champions. Well, I don't know if the titles were in line, but they would be in the War Games or whatever it is. Then they so even if the titles are not on the line, when they used to do the in your house shows, which were the smaller pay-per-views, then you're like, all right, fine, you know. They turned into full-blown ones, but you're like, all right, so there's the pay-per-view, you pay the major one, you pay X amount, and then the smaller one, which you can ignore. Yeah, because and you pay a lesser amount, and it's smaller runtime as well. But...
yeah, they were canon, but not canon. Yeah, depending on what happened. Yeah. But yeah, back to the AEW. Initial thoughts.
Oh, by the way, as we were saying about pay-per-view, World's End next month. A lot of stuff here leads into that. Or lots of potential stuff at the very end of this, which I like, by the way. I like how they did it.
There's bits and bobs I didn't like it, but majority.
We'll get to that when we get to that. Anyway, you were saying. Oh, but the pre-show. Did you bother watching the pre-show?
No, I couldn't bother this time. Normally I do, but I couldn't bother this time. I was like, I'm ill. I don't know if I could bother to actually waste another hour. That sounds really bad, but But
I think sometimes if we like a person, or if you read afterwards, that match was good, you go and check it out, right?
This time was.
But I don't think we're not enough fans of particular people. That were in the pre-show to bother checking it out.
I don't know who was in the pre-show this time. Like, I know it was that the Costco guys versus what's his face? QT Marshall, and that's all. Like, no, I don't know if there was another match before that.
And I know Deonna Purrazzo was versus Anna Jay, but
oh, okay, no, I didn't. Not really too bothered about that, but yeah.
Oh, wait, Anna, go on.
Oh, Buddy Matthews beat Dante Martin, Commander, and then Beast Mortis. Oh, okay. If I knew this, I would have, because I like Buddy Matthews. But anyway, oh well.
Okay. Anna Jay relevant as well. Not relevant as, but later on, I'll just say something and ask you your opinion on something.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So first match, AEW Tag Team Championships. Oh, hold on. You were saying something before I interrupted you.
I can't remember now.
I think maybe you were saying, and onto the actual pay-per-view. I think that's
I think that was it, and I was like, and then I was like, your initial thoughts, but
Oh yeah, you know what? I think it was overall very solid. Yeah, because you had some matches which were good, and then you had some really good matches weaved in between them. But nothing terrible.
No, nothing terrible. No.
No, so it was overall very solid.
There was like one thing in it. I was like, this didn't need to be here, but we'll get to it when we get to it.
Okay.
Yeah. You kind of made reference to it in your little intro, but
yeah. All right, okay. All these strings are leading to this one particular section, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, AEW Tag Team Championships on the line. Private Party, who won it off the Young Bucks, the cowardly Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Who don't want to fight the Deathriders.
Yeah.
The renamed Deathriders.
Yeah.
Even though Okada shouldn't be, I don't know why he wasn't in this entire event. Actually, they should have done something with him or had him in it. I know Continental Classic is coming up, and that's why they probably should. But whatever, right? So Private Party, the champions versus Outrunners, the guys from the 80s, right?
Yeah.
We were living the gimmick, by the way. They were talking about how they were discussing stuff with the Undertaker about his gimmick back in the day. It's like, no.
Like, you guys are probably like 10 or something when he first came about. All right, sure. All right.
Yeah, they were telling him, oh yeah, you need to do the rise up from the dead gimmick. I'm like, these guys, live in the kayfabe.
Yeah.
Good on them.
Living it.
Kings, and you have to embrace it. Look at how they're looking from the 80s and stuff like that. They have to go for it. Otherwise they look a bit silly. There was a bit where I was watching one of the things, and one of them was doing the Hulk up.
Yeah.
They were trying to look the Hogan at him or something like that. And then he started, I don't know if he called it on the spot to the guy, but he said, so he started doing the Hulk up, right?
Yeah.
And he started looking at the crowd. Yeah. And then turned around and gave the crowd the middle fingers, and I was like, all right.
Good man, good man, good man.
Yeah. Anyway, Private Party, the champions, versus the Outrunners, versus the Kings of the Black Throne, which is Malachi Black and Brody King.
Yep.
Versus the Acclaimed.
Yep.
What were the Kings of the Black Throne called before? I forgot.
Oh no, when it's Buddy, Brody, and Malachi, they're the House of Black.
That's it.
Yeah, and then when it's Malachi and Brody, they're just the Kings of the Black Throne, because that's what they're tag team.
And then what about when it's Buddy with one of them? Do they have different names per different?
I don't know. I think they just when it's them two together, they're the House of Black. Yeah, I think it's so. I never really understood it, but like, oh, okay, I guess this is a callback.
And then when they team up with Julia Hart, they become the Black Hearts, right, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
All right. Yeah. So I enjoyed this match. When Max Cassidy came out.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Versus the Acclaimed. I forgot to say. Did I?
No, you said it. Yeah, you said it. You said it. Game.
So when the Acclaimed came out, and you know when they're getting introduced.
Yeah.
And they got a really odd kind of reaction. I was like, what's going on here? Because people were getting cheers when they were getting their responses or the appropriate heel heat, right?
Yeah.
But the Acclaim were kind of like in that middle line where they got a mild reaction. And then later on, as the match happened, I was like, oh, I get it. Because one of them's a healing, and the other one's supposed to be the other one's actually a face. So,
yeah.
Okay, no wonder why because they're booing Caster and they're cheering Bowen.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It's been going on for a while. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, no, overall, I like this match. I thought it was good. Like, I knew the Acclaim weren't gonna win, nor were the Outriders. I thought, okay, maybe House of Black might win.
Yeah. But this is one of those things. But like I was saying before, the Private Party just won it.
Yeah. So
I say just, but you know.
Yeah, like a couple of weeks, about 2 weeks ago.
The pay-per-view right up, you know.
You never.
Well, not to say, I mean, that it does happen, and sometimes they hotshot it. But these guys that are contending for the titles don't seem like they're likely to win it.
No. Yeah. It's like, you guys haven't really done much for you not to be like winning it already. Yeah.
Except that you and I probably both believe that Malachi should get a title of some sort, but
but will it happen? I don't know at this point. Other things like really?
What got me was the when Private Party did both of them did the 450s onto their opponents, right?
Yeah.
And their opponents kicked out, and I'm like, wait a minute, this 450s are finishers.
Well,
not anymore apparently, right?
Well, I think. I don't know if they are anymore. I don't think they are anymore.
See, finishers back in the day somehow get weaker and weaker as the years move on. DDTs,
evolution, man. That's what it is.
Yeah. But it just makes you, when you watch back matches way back when, you're like, yeah, and then like, hold on a minute, are the people really weak now?
Yeah, or is it something else? Yeah, or these being watered down so much. It's like the flu, isn't it? You know, like remember back in like before being you were born and all that, the flu would kill someone. Now you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So you're telling me they took what's that called? The penicillin, and they were like,
penicillin, and now they're like they're immune to like 450. But if it's like 2.5, then they're like, oh no, I can't take that.
Yeah, I think there's not. Yes, it happened in this match, but later on there's some stuff where people start kicking out finishes, and you're like, I like it when people interrupt the finisher, or use like Van Damme, who hit the finisher, he'll sell his frog splash on himself. And then, it just gives them time to kick out. Even when you do there was one where Scott Hall gave the Razor's Edge to some jobber, and he dropped the jobber, talked to the camera, 1, 2, 3, and then he unpinned this guy, right?
Yeah.
And then he pins him, and the guy kicks out at 2. It's like, yep, okay, you spent all that time just mouthing off.
Yeah, giving time to recover. Yeah.
It's like, I find it acceptable. But, anyways, and then there was a smart segment where Max Caster, Bones is in, and Max Caster tagged himself in.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Bones pinned me, right?
Yeah.
And Bones is like, I don't know, should I do it? And then he goes to do it anyways, right? Yeah. And he gets broken up. But then Tony Schiavone is also on commentary saying, you can't win a match like that.
Well, at one point you could, because it's a callback to something New Age Outlaws did. Yeah, and I was like, right. because Billy Gunn's there, they did it. Yeah, but then I remember after it happened, it was like, yeah, no, that doesn't. We can't be doing that no more. So
Yeah. So,
yeah.
but if they did get the pin, we'll see what happens. Because if the referee counts it, then waves it off, then you don't know, And then we're gonna know until they try.
Yeah, but then like if the champions did it, to me it kind of makes sense because one wins, one kind of it, like that there's that weird thing there. But none of them were the champions, so it wouldn't make sense. That's why that's how the Outlaws did it, and they kept their titles because they were like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, I don't know.
But all like I enjoyed it. They had more like some multi-man match. People got to do their stuff. People got their own shine and their heel heats.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that other than Max Caster, I wouldn't say even I would say that the Kings of the Black Throne, they're kind of heels, but they're kind of not. I wouldn't say they are.
I just think
they're dark representation, but they're not.
Yeah, especially recently.
Guys, right?
I'll say like tweeners, if anything, because they don't really do anything bad or anything. They're just like
they just look spooky, right?
Yeah, we're just like broody, but we're not like
yeah
burn their houses down sort of thing.
Yeah. Other than Max Caster, the only one that's actually been
literally the only one who's actually a heel in this match. Yeah.
But no, good multi-man match.
Yeah, great.
Very enjoyable.
Yeah. 2 thumbs up for me.
Yeah. Okay. MJF versus Roderick Strong. Now, this storyline is a bit weird because it's the Adam Cole storyline, even though Adam Cole still is not wrestling yet.
No, he's wrestling. Adam Cole's back wrestling now.
Oh, yeah.
But like this storyline.
Wait, has he wrestled?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because basically, I'll fill you in on the story for this one. So, Adam Cole came back and he was like, "I'm happy to be here, but Max, you're a piece of crap." Blah blah. Going on like, but in this whole story, realistically, you're the heel.
Yes,
but okay, sure. We'll pretend that whole devil stuff never happened. Because...
Well, I mean, we have to acknowledge it, but the alliances have switched because we had to readjust because of All In, and Ospreay had to win the international title back in the UK, so Max has to be a heel.
No, not even that. Like, he went back because Adam Cole was like gone. So it's like, who can he play him being a good guy too? So, all right, let's make him a heel because the only thing that we know works with
Which
MJF
he is much better as.
Yeah. But I don't know. But now, even though I think his heel thing's getting a bit stale for me, but anyway. So Adam Cole came back declaring war on MJF, and then Roddy's like, "Yeah, you're a dick." Blah blah. But I was like, but you're also you're technically in this whole story as well. You're the bad guy as well because you played along with Adam Cole to get MJF to become nicer than you. Anyways, so then MJF's like, "Yeah, but you're both dicks." So here's the only way, because who does these matches. There's stipulations to have a match with him. You guys got to get these 3 wins, and if you do, you'll face me at full gear. If you both win, it's triple threat. If not, I'll face one of you. Blah blah blah. And then Roderick won all of these matches, and Adam Cole got distracted in his last match by Takeshita thing or so on, so he lost, and that's why it was Roddy versus MJF.
See, this is where they should have video packages.
Yeah. I'm saying they haven't video packaged before, but it doesn't explain that part. It's just like, hey, Roddy.
And even MJF even comes out and he talks stuff on the mic, but he doesn't say, like, I know they're probably waiting for the Adam Cole MJF match payoff, right?
Yeah.
But you buffer some of this stuff in the middle.
Yeah.
Especially since we have to cheer Roderick Strong, who is the Adam Cole's representation in this match.
Yeah. Oh, and there's another little bit I've got to add, and then Kyle O'Reilly's a part of this as well. He's like, Adam, you're a great person. You don't need to stoop down to MJF level because, people like you. No one likes him. And if you do this, people are going to get hurt. I don't want to see you get hurt again. I don't want to see Roddy get hurt, blah, blah, which leads to the end of this match. But,
yeah. This is quite a technical match because Roderick Strong is trying to break MJF's back with all his backbreaker variations.
Yeah.
And then you've got MJF going for the fingers all the time.
Yeah, which I didn't really understand. But
but as far as a So even of the pay-per-view overall, I'd say like working on body parts and stuff. There's psychology in those matches.
Yeah. But
not every match needs to have it, by the way. But
no. But
this match was on it, and some of the other matches later on were also on it. Different body parts, but you're like, oh yeah, okay, that's solid.
Okay, it's cool.
Yeah, there's a through line.
Like, there's one match later on which the through line didn't make any sense. Even though I enjoyed the match, I want to talk about, but the through line, like, okay. But,
Go on.
like, this match, like, Roderick Strong's like one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, my first opinion. MJF, I like, but I know I'm not gonna be clamoring for like, I want to see an MJF match because, but I really enjoyed this match.
Yeah.
Until. And then this comes a common thing rest throughout this pay-per-view, but I'll get to in a bit. Let me get on. Like, he hit him with like 2 of his finishers, right? Roddy hit MJF for 2 of his finishers. Get him the end of heartache and a sick kick, and he kicked out. Okay, like
that's why I say they should have a this. Like, if anything, let's just say because of the way the match has been set up. You do a move. And then you grab your wrist or something for really strong, like your fingers, like because you landed on it badly. Let's say he does a sick kick, and then obviously he's got to take the bump with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I landed on my fingers. Let me sell him a little bit, and then you go for the pin. You know, and then MJF can kick out.
Yeah, but just okay. And then the other bit, like other than that match was good, but I don't know. It's something. I don't know, something. I do like this match. I'll give it like 4 out of 5, whatever. But like, I don't know, something about him, like, thing is, like the after bit of the match, like, okay, like, I get where it's going, but then it was kind of silly.
You speak about after the match, and then we'll backtrack to the opinions on why the match was like a bit wibbly wobbly.
Yeah. Like, so Roger Strong hits him with a move, but then MJF reverses it and gives him the sword of the earth. So then Roger taps out immediately. I was like, okay.
MJF grabs the fingers and stuff.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you can at least kind of milk that bit, but whatever. Yeah, okay, that's cool. And then the chair bit, I'm like, this took way too long to, like... It's not like he quickly got the chair, but he set that up for ages, then done the stomp like to break Roderick's hand. And then Adam Cole comes running out, like...
After
good, like, say 30 seconds after Roderick's running forward, my hand.
Yeah, and Adam Cole's like, wait, my music hasn't come on, so I can't come out here. There's a magical barrier preventing me from stepping out.
Unless my music goes off, then I can go through the barrier. So then... Now he runs down and he's like, MJF, ooh, you dirty guy, I'm gonna and instead of like tending to his friend, he's doing all that. And then Matt Taven and Matt Bennett Matt Taven and Mike Bennett come out and they're tending to Roddy. And then Kyle O'Reilly comes out, and I get his whole point. He runs out like, dude, you should have been running after him, but here you're shouting all your rubbish. This is all your fault. Whoever's around you gets hurt. And then Adam Cole's like, oh, sorry, bud. And he pushes like, no, I'm gonna go and tend to my friend. And he goes to tend to Roddy, picks him up, and they leave together. And then Matt Taven and Mike Bennett kind of look at Adam Cole like, Kyle's kind of right, and they leave as well. And then Adam Cole's there like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh.
Now, this match felt like the in between, like when you got a series and you got that episode that's focusing on the side characters before you go back to the main story. Yeah, that's what this is.
Yeah,
that's why you're like not super invested in it because you're like, we know
Roderick ain't winning. Yeah.
Well, not necessarily that. It's just like it's highly unlikely, first of all, unless Adam Cole comes out and distracts Roderick Strong. Yeah. But the main point of this is MJF and Adam Cole. Yeah. Roderick Strong's just there.
Collateral. He's collateral. Yeah.
He's the Z fighters when Cell's like, I just want to fight Goku.
Yeah. Basically, and I was like, maybe now I know. By the way, now I know why I don't like this match. Well, I do like this match, and why I'm peeved about it. because of what they've done to Roderick Strong. That's probably why it is. Like, he's Roderick Strong.
It just I don't want to say it's inconsequential, but realistically, it's not. It's Roderick Strong's here carrying a feud that's nothing to do with him.
Yeah, if anything, like in the match, like if anything, it's got to do with him. He's like tangentially connected to the whole thing. He's not like he's only.
It's not personal between MJF and Roderick Strong.
No,
it's So, but obviously they're in a rush to get it. So unless MJF is just going, I'm going to beat every single one of the Undisputed Kingdom before I get to Adam Cole.
Yeah,
but he's a heel, so he wouldn't do that. It's like I'll dodge every single one of them. Like, where are you going with that? You know, it's different, by the way, if they all turned on Adam Cole and then he has to defeat every single one of them to get the MJF.
Yeah, but it's like the opposite way around. It's like, okay, and like realistically, not been bad. He could have, like, this could have been Matt Taven or Mike Bennett in this match. You know what I mean? On the Dynamite or something. Like, you didn't like. I don't know why you use Roderick Strong as the collateral damage. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
Yeah, but then again, also Roderick Strong was the transitional champion.
Another thing that
I think he's got some legitimacy to him. It's just that they're using him
wrongly.
I don't know if they necessarily I would say they're using how they should be using him, but they just seem to be like, okay, he's a guy who will get beat for the other guy to do something else.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe I'm just tired of that, how he's been using it. I don't, maybe that's what it is. Like,
so a little bit more needs a little bit more respect.
I'm just want my guy Roddy to do better. I mean, not him to do better, but them to treat him better, you know. Yeah. But,
all right, okay. Now, next match, AEW TBS Championship match, Mercedes Money the champion versus Chris Statlander.
Yes.
And first of all, I've got to say, so I was watching this match and I got distracted by something else.
Yeah.
So I had to go to the shops right before they closed.
Yeah.
So I paused the match.
Yeah.
I went to shops and came back and I was like, you know what? Let me. I'm partway through the match. Let me start all over again.
Yeah.
Right? Because I want to give Mercedes the
benefit of the doubt.
Chance, not necessarily the chance to impress me, but just like all the stuff that's been. She's got her own right in the statements and stuff like that. I'm gonna say her favoritism, stuff like so when Willow won the TBS championship, then they turned her heel for like 2 weeks or something like that. So Mercedes could come and get a pop, even though they then kind of had to turn Willow face straight up, like still during that segment.
Yeah.
Because Mercedes wasn't getting the super cheers that she was, so they just kind of realigned her as tweener and then went on full heel, while Willow just basically turned heel back to face. Yeah,
it's kind of like the Shawn Michaels Hulk Hogan thing, isn't it? Where Shawn had to turn the heel just to suit that situation.
So and by the way, I'm not beefing on Mercedes. I'm just saying the vibes are okay.
I kind of know you're going.
That's why I'm saying I reset the match to give her a chance to give it outside of honestly bias, which I wasn't trying to be biased. But, so she got her win back up Willow because of the New Japan
Strong Women's title thing.
That Mercedes broke her ankle in, so Willow won, even though Willow wasn't supposed to win.
Accidental.
And then on the next pay-per-view on a Forbidden Door, she was having a match with Stephanie Baker, who had that title, which Mercedes won back. Because she was never meant to not win it. In the first place.
Hence why she still has it for some weird reason. And
now it's like, and Stephanie seemed to have a better showing than Mercedes at that point as well. And then she's like, all right, I don't want to say, she's like, let me see what other names at the top of the division of the women's division, and let me just defeat them. So Britt Baker, I'll defeat her. Hikaru Shida, I'll beat her. Chris Statlander, she was a heel, but now I'm heel. She's got to turn face for me to have their match. Even though it didn't make any sense. I was like,
the whole because I feel the same way. Like I liked Mercedes I liked her when she was in WWE as Sasha Banks. I really appreciated her. And then when she disappeared, not say disappeared, but when she walked out for good reasons.
When she lost her smile.
Yeah, when she lost her smile and walked out and everything. I was like, yeah, cool. And then when she came back at Wrestle Kingdom 2023, innit? Was it 2022? Either way, I think it was last year. Yeah, either
Yeah, I think
way.
it was last year because they broke her ankle for a long time.
Yeah, so even when she came back, I was like, oh, you know what? Yeah. Women come back, you know what? I'm quite excited to see her. Yeah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then when I think I saw her first match back, I was like, mate,
But then you could say, you know, ankle.
I mean, before the ankle thing,
Oh, right.
like when she won the IWGP Women's title and all that stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
is she really that good? I don't
Oh,
know.
yes. When she came back and she gave Kyrie Sane her finish.
Yeah, the spin around, sit down. Yeah. And
Yeah,
then I was like, okay, was I buy into the hype? Was she ever really that good? And then I don't know. After that, all her matches, like then when she came to AEW, I was like, I don't know if she's actually. Did I just buy into the hype? She's that good? But then this match kind of turned me around. I was like, you know what? No.
Yeah, that's why I was
Yeah.
like, you know, I was partway through it and I was like, you know what? Yeah. It's not I want to say not a calamity or anything. Not it's just like, oh yeah, no, actually, this seems to be getting in better shape than the previous matches that she had.
Yeah.
Not that we watched, like we already said, we didn't see all out, but the match with Hikaru Shida.
Yeah.
I read it went
not great. Yeah, same. Because I think I actually watched and I was like, no wonder I didn't watch all that. It's not been bad. Like, I was like, oh, I wonder. Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
So I was like, so I want to say she probably came in here with something to prove, like, you know, bad matches happen, but bad matches in a row.
Yeah, you're like,
and then, but I don't. Okay, as much as she had a good match, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if she still escaped from the that doesn't work for me sister vibes.
Yeah.
for me, just yet, right?
Yeah.
But and I think that's probably up to Tony Khan. But I don't think she should be just running through opponents that quickly.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Oh yeah, I've defeated them, and then
bye.
They're out of the Multiverse.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's kind of getting the whole, and I love Cody, but the whole Cody Island vibe when he had a TNT title and was like, you come into my orbit just so I could beat you, then you get vanquished somewhere else. Yeah. Not vanquished, you disappeared somewhere else. Yeah.
But yes, good match, even though Monet was spamming the Meteoras, which made sense on the first half of the match. Well, not I say the first. It made sense to a certain point in the match, and then Chris Statlander reversed one into a turnbuckle powerbomb. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you built all the way there to there.
Yeah, for it to like, huh.
And then Monet still continues to spam Meteoras. I'm like, hold on a minute.
But you know what? You know, I'll give a defense about spamming Meteoras. Like, it's like Kenny, like, he spams the V trigger. Like, oh, yeah. So
but I will say that, right? I will say they told the story they needed to.
Yeah.
Then she should have moved on to other moves, be like, or started going, faking doing the Meteora and then going into something else.
Yeah.
Because that way, the point you need to get across was already across, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, the very beginning of the match, Stat had her in a vertical suplex. Still in a vertical suplex, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you think, or maybe you'll agree with me, maybe you won't. But was it on purpose, do you think, that she turned it into a gorilla press? Or do you think Monet just kind of, they couldn't hold the angle and she started tipping and they called it on the spot?
That's what I thought. Because it didn't look smooth. It looked kind of like, okay, like not kind of improvised to save. Like, that's what I thought. Like, oh, yeah, that doesn't...
Like, that's genius because they look really good. I know Stat didn't hold her up super for quite some time, but just like, if you transition from one move to the other on the spot,
I was like, oh, okay, because it's better than like just drop and then do the whole spot again, which people tend to do nowadays.
I was like, good on them for brute forcing because they could have went into any other move. Once she put her across the shoulders, I know she had to take her back down and put it across her chest and then put her back up. But once they weren't doing that, they could have went to any move and they're like, we'll go for a really trickle move.
Yeah,
you know.
Because I thought, okay, that shows like Statlander's strength over Mercedes as well. Like, that's a kind of a good response. Good.
Because then it's like, well, to be fair, I mean, you look at their body sizes, that's super solid.
Mercedes, itty bitty.
Yeah, exactly. So as far as what they were telling, story wise, it made sense.
It made big sense. Yeah. That's why I kind of think I
did notice when Mercedes was doing a Meteora to on the ring, like, so Stat's outside on the ring steps, sitting at the corner, and Mercedes doing Meteora, right? And then she rolls in the ring, up. Stat takes the hit. Monet rolls in the ring, and then Monet's just rubbing her shins. I'm like, because that's awkward. Where the corner of the steps is where your shins just went.
Yeah, like, oh, that looked quite painful.
Yeah, I was like, oof. And I think Tony Schiavone was saying, you know, that's something about the risk of hitting the moves like that on the outside. But she was in there rubbing her shins proper.
Yeah,
man.
she was like, this is gonna hurt later on. She's like,
Not laughing at it because of her pain, but just like, wow, you know.
Yeah,
what,
like it's one of the minutes where like the wrestling persona comes out off, and she's like, real life, like, yeah, this hurts. Oh.
yeah, like maybe you know what, maybe that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, this isn't selling. This is me actually hurt. I mean, it's like, oh, yep, I like that. Oh.
Yeah, and there was a good, like they were both on the ring apron, and Mercedes gave a Hurricane Rana to Stat, and they both went off. Yeah, and I was like, I was watching, I was like, oh, because I was watching Mercedes' head, and I know what she was trying to do was tilt, and obviously her hands land on the ring apron, right?
Yeah.
But I think she was a bit too low, and if she whipped a bit more, she would have smacked her head right in the like where the ledge was.
Yeah, I thought like, ooh, that's.
I mean, if she's above or below it, it's fine.
It's fine, but she was like right level to it, like that's gonna go.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, oof. But I think she just went underneath it.
Yeah.
As they were both falling down, she went underneath it. So I was like, oof. Good that she got injured. She loved to screech at the ref, by the way. Yeah. When she went for roll up, and she grabbed the ropes. Oh, I think it was a meteor. And she did the sunset flip pin.
Yeah.
And she grabbed the rope, and then I think Aubrey Edwards counted, and then saw it, and said no, and then Mercedes just screeched at her.
Yeah, like.
And it wasn't just that once. From that point, she screeched at her multiple times. I was like, wow, okay.
Like you're really playing up this heel persona. I like it.
Yeah. She knows what she is, and she just And to be fair, as a heel, like her booking is kind of strong.
Yeah,
because she's beating these people clean.
Yeah,
clean enough, right? Without any Camille distraction.
Yeah,
and it's just like but I don't know. Considering you're meant to be the heel, underhand tactics fine, but when you beat these people clean and then they shunt it out of your universe, it's
it's kind of
them, you know.
But
they don't look good. You kind of look good, but you're booking your own segments, so kind of. Yeah.
I kind of get it, because like then if she beats them clean, she can move clean onto someone else, rather than like, you know, if she beats them underhandedly, then it's like, you beat me this way so we can get a rematch. Like rather than dragging out feuds, it's like, okay, you beat this person, move on. Which I kind of like, rather than like, hey, we're gonna have this feud for like 3 or 4 months because we're just gonna have like.
I have to say, I don't know. I'm not even 100% sure what the end game is with Mercedes. Like, who's she going to build? Who's where's the title feuds going? It's just like one feud after from one feud to another feud but no in between, like no weaving in between someone else across it.
To be fair, it's kind of the same. That's the same way they kind of did Jade's like title runs, just like person after person after person. It was like not really like.
But that's different because Jade is not exactly the greatest in-ring worker.
Yeah, well, she wasn't then, but she's better now. But yeah, I think that's just the way they're going with it.
But her match, like, it's different because it's just like, well, I have to squash this person and then move on to someone else.
Yeah. Which, yeah, I guess.
Well, I would have liked. On the finish, sorry. Before even, I was not even gonna say what happened. I was just gonna move on to other stuff. No, there was a bit where. Mercedes did the Three Amigos and then the Frog Splash, the Eddie Guerrero. She got booed rightly for it.
Yeah.
And then okay, so we see Mercedes on the turnbuckle. That's where the camera is, right?
Yeah.
And then she jumps. And Statlander is already on her feet. I'm like, hold on a second.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
It's different if you're like, sorry, I'll go for it anyways, right?
Yeah.
But she just be like, I'm gonna try a Frog Splash even on a standing person. All right.
Yeah, I think that must be like a mistimed thing.
Well, no, because she had to catch it in the F5.
Oh, yeah. And they didn't say F5. Yeah, like they did her the maneuver. Yeah.
Yep. And this is in this match as well. Mercedes is working on Statlander's legs.
Yeah.
Which made sense, right? I only bring that up now because the next match also is relevant.
Well.
Not okay. It's not if they transfer the leg damage to the other guys in the next match, but I want to point out there's something there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She. Okay. I don't know what was going on with the end here. I know there's loads of reversals stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I thought for some reason she kind of did she
did like a face, like not reverse. Oh,
it's a running bomb attack, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the cartwheel split thing.
Yeah. Yeah, she's done like the cartwheel, like into a wheelbarrow sort of thing, and then she.
And it went across the middle ropes, and I thought, okay, I thought Mercedes was going to go for a 619.
That's what I thought.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. But then she just kind of rolled her back.
And then pinned her.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's a bit odd.
Yeah, because I turned away for a second, and what happened? Like, wait, what? So I rewound back. I was like, because I thought something big happened. I was how the commentary was playing afterwards. Like, wait, what? So I was like, that's okay.
It's an odd finish, yeah.
Yeah. Like, is that? Are they using the rope as the thing that hurt? I don't know. I was like, okay.
But Stat did kick out of a money maker. No, what you call it? Is that the move?
Wait, I think it's the money maker, isn't it? Wait.
Yeah, and it looks good.
Yeah, for once, yeah, because that move's iffy. Depends on who's taking it. Yeah.
Yeah. But solid match all around, right?
Yeah, solid match all around.
I would have liked that to get a bigger, longer burst up offense towards the end of the match, to like hit more power moves.
Yeah.
Then she's been on the back foot most of the match. And it's just like if you give it that like run of bam 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 false like power move fault pins, then there's something for her.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they did that so they could run the match back, and do it on the next pay-per-view or something like that. So that gets a bit more of a, I don't want to necessarily say a rub, but just like a closer win, closer match.
Probably like you said, to make it still look strong. Huh?
Yeah. Because I don't want to say this match was not 50-50 match. Mercedes had more offense and than Stat, and it could have. I think if she had something a bit more towards the end of the match, or even towards the middle section of the match, there'd been something. Better overall. But no, it was really good though.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it. Like I said, changed my opinion on Mercedes for now. Yeah.
Well, okay.
To say for now.
We'll see how it goes forward from here. And I'm not saying that in the sense of, you know what, I'm going to stick to my stubborn whatever. It's just like, yeah, okay. Let's just see if it continues, you know?
Yeah.
Even though she's just beating people and pinning them, that still doesn't change my mind on how she does it.
Yeah.
But what she does in ring is different, you know?
Yeah.
I'll give her her props for that. If she has a good streak of really good matches, even though she's beaten everyone in there, you'd be like, okay, well, I give her props to this, but not that.
Yeah.
Okay. Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page. Our boy, the Pirate King.
Yeah, the Pirate King. Yep.
I enjoyed the match. It was quite It was quite funny to us. Even though it's not, right? They came in like, oh yeah, it's a feud, we hate each other, right? And then it's like, Hangman Page is like, yeah, I'm gonna go for your legs, right?
Yeah.
And then Jay White's like, oh, you're gonna go for my leg, huh? I'm gonna go for your leg.
Yeah.
And then that just both working the legs, and I was like, all right, fine.
Yeah, because I liked how like Jay White was going for Hangman's knee, and then Hangman was going for Jay White's ankle. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's the leg. Yeah,
it was like, yeah, you do that to me, I'll do that back to you. And I was like, it was petty, but also that entertaining kind of thing.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I could be down with this.
I don't know, by the way, like I was saying with the match before, where Statlander's knee was getting worked on, whether these two matches should have been right off one after the other.
Yeah,
but that's not necessarily that's not the people who's are in the match's fault. It's the agent should have been like, we need something in between.
Yeah,
these particular matches.
Yeah,
don't know if necessarily you want to say, oh, you moved Mercedes match to the first match and then in between, But as long as these matches won't run after the other, you would have been. I think
because like at least it wasn't. All right, so I remember there was one, like, I can't remember what pay-per-view it was, WWE pay-per-view, and like one match was like literally on where opposing shoulder, and the next match was literally the same thing, like.
Yeah.
But I kind of get you can get around because one was a women's match, one wasn't. I guess I'm saying like that's Only
I
sign.
mean, like, you would have thought the agents would be like, okay, like when they help setting up. Well, at least when the agents are being told what the match is, and when they have their own conversations between themselves,
Yeah.
they'd be like, all right, so this work person's going to work on this and on this part for this, and then
Or the other thing is because normally it's one person working one body part. Because in this match they both are working each other's body part. I guess that's kind of a way you get around.
I suppose. It's like, you know what? We're not gonna do like them. We're not gonna work one of that particular body part. We're gonna both work each other's. All right.
Yeah,
okay.
something I kind of think of.
But yes, I enjoy this match.
Yeah, I really like this match.
It's Unhinged Hangman versus, I would not say, it's kind of babyface Jay White, even though
he's not. Well, it depends now. Like when we get to later on, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just funny because he's still that smug, wily shenanigans kind of Jay White, and I want to say he's still entertaining as babyface, but it's just not, it's the same. But
it's the same, but slightly different. Yeah. But like this match, I really liked it. Like, I liked how it went from like hurting each other's knees, then it got to violence, and back to hurting each other's not knees but like legs, and then back to it. Kind of had that back and forth. Like, okay, and there was like moments I was like, Jay White's not gonna win again, is he? Like Hangman might actually pull this out, and especially, all right, this is one of the things I was talking about where it happened later on in another match as well.
Yeah.
Like he hit Jay White with two dead eyes, one off the other, right?
Yeah.
And
essentially,
and he kicked out.
Yeah. But I would say the dead eyes is his signature move and not his finish.
No, but I get that, but like literally like a couple of weeks, I think last week on Dynamite, someone he beat someone with the dead eyes. I was like,
yeah. Now, fair enough. Like you're saying, if you kick out one dead eye, maybe you shouldn't kick out the second one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so it's like, oh, okay, sure. But for me, it built to the match because like they're in like kind of a blood feud at this point as well, right? So it's like, okay, I kind of get it. All right. I
like commentary saying that when Adam Cole's got Adam Page's legs getting worked on, so when he tries the buckshot, maybe he will crumple.
Yeah.
Never did, right?
Never
did.
No.
But that's where it looked like it was leading.
Yeah. But no.
I thought it might happen where you flip the buckshot, right, and then his leg will give in, and then Jay White will catch him straight into the Blade Runner.
Yeah, because that's what I thought, but no.
But they didn't do that. They did do a bit where Jay White was in the ankle lock, and then he somehow rolled it into a Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Which didn't work.
Yeah.
But then at the very end, where Hangman kept on trying to stand the ankle lock. Jay White actually did execute this one, and he was a swift Blade Runner. It was like no throat cut, no nothing, just like roll him, bam, straight, and then Jay White has his leg up in the air while pinning. And the Page was like, all right, okay.
I was like, okay.
And then being the Jay White that we all love to hate, he's still just smugly just like cracking that smirk,
like taking in like
even though you're meant to be a face, and then he does a thing where all baby faces should not do. He gets announced when he rolls out. He's got his back to his opponent, walking up the ramp, even though he's facing the Titantron. Adam Page looking infuriated. I know he took the Blade Runner like it was a shock, flash win, right? And he didn't super sell it in the sense that he laid down for ages. It's just like the fury of his rage allowed him to super say it up, and not necessarily no setting because he took the pin, right? But he just went straight after Jay White.
And then
he was in the ring 1 second, and then he was out
behind, literally behind him. And then okay, cool, all right.
And then that somehow he did the rage vacuum that he had, drew Christopher Daniels within his rage as well.
And then he pushed over Christopher Daniels. They're like, oh, he's gonna get fined or something for this.
Really? And if he does get fined, I mean, like maybe he's gonna have, because last time he went, he had the storyline where he was away. Actually, no, I was gonna say his kid was being born one time.
And then
I think, I don't know, like he got fined but he had to go away for some other reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they worked in the storyline. So maybe they're working the storyline this time. We'll see.
I don't know if they will,
maybe
because when we get onto whatever later, I don't know if they will. Yeah.
Okay, maybe they'll just find him and just leave it at that.
Yeah. I think I'll just find him, but he's not suspended or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it. They made sense with their characters as well. It's like one guy, like Adam Page is like, I'm gonna work the leg because I'm gonna take the advantage of the spot, right?
Yeah.
And then Jay White just being Jay White's like, oh, nope. You want to do it? I'll do it better than you.
Yeah. But one thing about this match, I was like, commentary oversold something, and then it happened. It was saying, oh, it's a bit inconspicuous that Juice isn't here, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, so Juice is going to come in and somehow help Jay White win. No.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I get it. But you guys kept on mentioning Juice. But
yeah.
Why?
They also explained why the guns weren't there, saying they were injured.
Yeah, but then they were like, oh, but we did see him, and I think I was like, what?
yeah.
You had it out, and then you can't brought it back, like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I enjoyed this match. It was quite fun. Even though I would say not directly after Chris Statlander and Mercedes Money, both one of them working the leg, but that's one thing the other.
Yeah.
Okay, next match. Kyle Fletcher, with his Jason Statham haircut, but not
with his
military cut,
skin fade and
yeah.
His pants.
Versus Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay coming out like the Punisher.
Yeah.
Kind of. The Punisher's new symbol, right? Not the Punisher old school symbol. The ninja hand Punisher symbol, right?
Yeah, but as a goat. Yeah, I was
like. Yeah, like, is this a Brock Lesnar symbol? What is
That's
this?
what I got. I was like, I'm confused by this. It went to a commentary because he's inspired by Punisher, but I was like, but it still doesn't make sense. Why would you be like, your friendship collapsing is not the same as what the Punisher went through to become the Punisher? But all right, sure. All right, I guess. Yeah.
But yes, good on them for really pushing Kyle Fletcher in this match.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You guess?
I guess. Yeah.
Well, okay. What did you think of this match?
It had its moments, but then bits of it felt a bit too, like, for example, the tombstone on the stairs from the apron. I was like, did you? Yeah. And then, cool, Will's gonna like get up and make the 9 count for the ring.
Yeah, I think like you're saying, he took a brainbuster to the outside as well.
Yeah,
from on the outside.
Yeah,
there was a nice bit where he did a tiger roll over the steps. Ran back off the steps to do a hurricanrana on the outside.
Yeah, that was cool. Okay. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, but yeah, like you're saying, sometimes you're like, there's a devastating move, and they needed to sell it a bit more.
Yeah.
Like the tombstone on the outside. Fair enough, he come in at 9, but then you'd think he'd be out for a bit longer and have less of a stretch of like you have to heel heat a bit more before you start getting his comeback.
Yeah. It was just kind of that bit. I was like,
yeah.
I don't know, because like I know you're a huge Ospreay fan, right? I have my moments.
No. I like Ospreay's matches, right? But sometimes I think he did a hidden blade here, right?
Yeah.
In this match, and Kyle Fletcher kicked out of 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I think the hidden blade should be super protected, and people shouldn't be kicking out of it. And he was working Kyle Fletcher was working the shoulder in the entire match. So once he hit the hidden blade, he should have just sold his arm for a while before trying to pin Kyle Fletcher, then kick out at 2, which makes sense,
Yeah.
But they didn't do that, so yeah. Look, Ospreay. I like Ospreay. He's really good. He used to be just flashy moves, right?
Yeah.
But no, there's actually psychology into his matches. Once he beefed up, he's like, all right, I can do all that, but I'll work a bit more of stuff psychologically in my matches. Building to this, building to that. Yeah. But sometimes it's a move you're thinking, all right, lay down for a while. But no, just kind of pop back up. And
it's like there's moments with him for me. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm liking this match, and something will happen with him, and I'm like, you kind of, what? You kind of take away from what you just did by doing, like, it's the same problem I have with Ricochet as well. It's like you kind of take away.
You got the flashing move, but you need to if you're gonna eat a really potent maneuver, then what's going to happen is you need to struggle to do the move, or have a like a flash of offense and then just kind of drop down afterwards. To sell what the previous move,
so it's that sort of stuff, and
yeah,
I don't know, and like commentary kind of took me out of it as well. They'd be saying like, Carl Fletcher's bigger than Ospreay. I'm like, he doesn't look. He's like an inch or an inch taller than Ospreay, and like
they say
10 pounds. Yeah, he's 10 pounds over. Like Ospreay looks bigger than him. I don't get what you're going.
I thought he was a decent amount of height bigger than Ospreay.
Yeah, all right.
When the standing, like on screen though, but that much on screen is still quite.
It's not like, okay, if he was standing up against, say, like, right, for example, okay, if Carl Fletcher's like 6'4", whatever, isn't like Drew McIntyre like 6'4", whatever, but he looks it because of his stature, right? Carl, he doesn't look. He's like, okay, you.
Oh yeah, but then Ospreay is 6'1" is what they say, so 3-inch height difference. Look, I'm standing next to you. You're 3 inches taller than me. That's still something.
Yeah, true, but I don't know. It's just I don't know. Something just I don't know. Sometimes some things that commentaries for me, I don't know what it is, take me out of certain things. Like
to be fair, you remember Sean Hernandez in TNA in the was he with Homicide?
Yes.
I can't
LAX.
The LAX,
yeah.
They said he was 6'2", and then Awesome Kong was doing. I think Raisha Saeed and Awesome Kong were having a promo, and they for some reason LAX was involved somewhere, and they're standing next to each other, right, facing off. And it's like, hold on a minute, you're telling me Awesome Kong 6'2" as well?
Yeah, it's that sort of stuff. Is like we obviously know that person. That's why you. Stuff like that kind of takes me out. I was like, oh.
When they said Rhino was 6'2" when he's 5'10".
Yeah, it's like.
And then he's standing next to other people who are around the same height as him. Who actually are that height.
Something that with Rhino, I think I saw him standing next to like Justin Credible. Like, You're wide and Justin Credible, but you're not taller. So don't lie to me. It's that something like don't lie to me.
The kayfabe in it. They love to kayfabe. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Top rope brainbuster.
Yeah.
Onto Carl Fletcher does to Will Ospreay, and he gets pinned. I was like, oh yeah, okay.
What did he do to him before that? He did something to set it up, but either way, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, top rope brainbuster, cool.
Yeah. He also, so he ate one hidden blade and he kicked out.
Yeah.
And then later on in the match, when Ospreay's all beat up, he tries to do another hidden blade, but it's got no juice behind it. And Carl Fletcher's like,
kind of just walks off in it.
Swerve Strickland did. He's just like, nah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Someone's like, only Swerve can kind of do that. You know what I mean? It's like sort of like,
Yeah, I think though, like how Swerve was slightly different, right? Because he's a maniac.
Yeah.
He was just like Carl Fletcher was like the big beast because of the way. I know you said the height difference is not huge, but it's just that when Ospreay did it and Carl Fletcher was standing up straight, and Will Ospreay is flopping, as he's coming towards him, so it just made him look so much taller, like he just withstood it and just be like, nah.
I know it's still like it's the weight thing as well, because like I said, he doesn't look that much bigger than Ospreay, like weight wise either. So it's like,
but like you're saying, what you did before, you gave him a Tiger Driver.
Yeah.
Gave Ospreay a Tiger Driver, so it's like, okay, there's storytelling that he's using that move against Ospreay.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah.
But... and good on them giving Carl Fletcher a good solid win with no shenanigans or anything like that. Yeah. Like, okay, I was like to my like when I was watching, it was like Carl Fletcher can win this match and it wouldn't dampen Ospreay's push whatsoever.
I just feel like, will they do anything with Carl Fletcher after this? That's
the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even though they say he's 25 and he's still pretty young.
Yeah.
It's true. It's all the follow through.
Yeah. That's like, I feel like with AEW, that's kind of their problem. Sometimes they don't follow through with a lot of their things.
Well, and they also say, it's the biggest win of Carl Fletcher's career. Now, would you say being Will Ospreay is more important than winning the Ring of Honor TV title? No, I'm asking you.
I don't know, like, that's a title. That's a big thing. You know what I mean? But all right.
I will say. See, here's the thing, right? He beat the former international champion, who has also been a world champion in Japan.
Yeah.
And worldwide, if you go by Dave Meltzer's Meltzer's 5-star rating, then this guy's had 6 stars. So hey, I think it's definitely a
it is a big thing.
Boon.
It's a boom, but like it wasn't like no one saw this coming. That's the kind of thing as well. Like it was kind of obvious that Will was gonna lose to Carl Fletcher because Will loses to his friends.
Are you telling me that the new version of the Click?
No, not that way, but you know what I mean. He will help get his friend over. Like, he has no sort of problem with that, rather than like manipulating ways like the Click did. But yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, it's all like like you said, the follow through.
Yeah.
And actually, should we speak about the Continental Classic here? Or do you want to wait till after the Jack Perry?
Wait till after the We'll wait for that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so back to the pay-per-view then.
Yep.
Yes. Champagne celebration.
Yeah.
Champagne championship celebration with Our Lady. Would you say Mariah May?
Yeah, because she's from London, innit? So yeah, she's alright.
I have to say, when this lady first started as a Tony Storm clone, I was like, where are they going with this?
Yeah.
But the turn, like the year-long storyline to become the Glamour, I was like, you know what? Well done. That's long-form story.
Yeah, I like that. But then there's the whole we're done with it after. But yeah, it's.
What do you mean?
What has she really done since beating Tony Storm?
She beat Anna Jay.
Yeah. There's something back. Like, yeah. Okay.
All right. Now this is also where Mariah came out with a black eye, but in the world of wrestling, because people get punched in the face all the time.
Yeah.
How do you get a black eye?
Yeah.
And I will say, I like we were saying before when we mentioned Anna Jay, it's just maybe she got it with one of those Anna Jay matches. They did have a whole.
It must have been on the night before, I think, or it was.
And that might explain why Mariah May didn't have a match on this pay-per-view.
I think they only wanted one match on the, if I'm honest, women's pay.
Well, I will also say as well, not to pile onto my Mercedes money hate, but I forgot to mention that even though she's the TBS champion, which should be the secondary championship as far as the women are concerned, she's always had her matches after the women's world championship.
Yeah, because they pay her more.
But I think but they should interchange a couple of times.
Yeah, they should. I agree.
In fact, in All In, if Mercedes' match was second and the women's world title match was where that match was positioned, I think at least that would have made sense for that particular event.
Yeah.
So if they just have the TBS and the women's championship, above and below each other, not interchanging, but as to where it is, rather than to say, oh, Mercedes money is more important than our women's world title match. We'll just put it up.
Yeah, no, anyway. I agree.
But yeah, same. So for some reason, so Mina Shirakawa comes out. She's like talking about celebrating with the champagne with Mariah May. Mariah May comes out, thanks the crowd in a very sarcastic way, and then they do the inter-arm lock, champagne drinking.
Yeah.
And then Mina's dancing at the front.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, Mariah May gets the champagne bottle, and you're like, oh, where's this going, right?
Yeah.
And then the crowd start like, oh, he's behind you, sort of thing, right? Pantomime style, but they weren't really pantomime because they were like that kind of that gasp,
Yeah.
So then Mina's like, huh? And she slows down her dancing, and she's like, what's going on? Something odd is happening.
Yeah, it's like, I feel the disturbance in the force sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, she turned around and Mariah May tried to swing at her. And then Mina ducked it. Mariah May holding out the bottle. Then Mina just, does a standing not a side kick, like a sweeping kick around in her high cut dress. And I was like, okay.
I was like, that's cool. I don't really, I was like, oh.
I don't know if she was going to break an ankle, but with the high heels. But anyways.
She's done it before, you can tell. Yeah.
And then she spears Mariah off the ramp.
Yeah.
And they go into tables. And then
The table spot looked dodgy though, because like they
Yeah,
there's two
'cause
tables, they
Mariah
kind of
May was-
slid off the first one and hit the second. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, Mariah May, I don't want to say she acted like she was knocked out.
Yeah.
And Mina then stood up with her bloody mouth.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, did she actually crack her jaw on the floor or something like that?
I don't know.
But then when she did the segment where she grabbed Mariah May and started, wiping her mouth all over, I was like, oh, maybe she did the
blood capsule.
packet.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I got confused, like
the EMTs handed her one, like the referee does.
Yeah. Yeah, because I got confused by this. Like, so she's the crazy one now? You know what I mean? It's like, all right.
Well, yeah, you can only beat crazy with crazy, apparently.
Yeah,
right? You got to go to the next level,
I was like, oh, okay,
I don't know. I'm joking there, but we'll see how that goes. Even though the match should be really good because there's quite some build to that as well.
But I think I don't know if it's gonna be at World's End.
But then why did she turn on her? Why did she turn on?
That's unless she's gonna explain why, because it kind of makes it's not really a reason why.
Yeah, because they're talking about, even though Mariah May's a heel and Mina's a face, they're like, we're best of friends.
Yeah. So
and all the other implications, by the way, which I have to say,
like the golden lovers sort of. It's like the golden lovers sort of thing, isn't it? Right? Like.
Yeah. Well, without saying it, right?
Yeah. So I was like, that's one like they need to explain.
Speaking of that, by the way, I forgot to mention in the Kyle Fletcher Osprey match, Kyle Fletcher gave him a Golden Star Powerbomb.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, 6'4" people doing that, cool.
Yeah. So we'll see how this women's world title match feud ends up being built towards, and what's going on there, because there's many strings and it goes back for quite a while. Yeah. So unless they're going to triple threat with Toni Storm in there, to wrap it all up.
I reckon this is what I think is going to happen, right? Mina's not going to win because she's Stardom. Unless she's getting an AEW contract, she's not going to win because they're not going to put their title on her. Yeah. So she's going to... Mariah May's going to beat her, and then Toni Storm's going to come out of her quote-unquote retirement and face Mariah May again, and either win or lose.
But should Toni win the title? I'm not saying she should lose, but should it be like a multi-man match where they can feud out of it without having the title go back and forth between them?
I don't know, because I feel like if Toni Storm does come back, she'll have to win, right? But then
I know this is not TNA, but you remember when James Storm won the title off Kurt Angle? Yeah. And then a week later, Bobby Roode won the title off. Well, 2 days later.
In real time. Well, not TV time.
Bobby Roode won the title off him.
Yeah.
By turning on him and being a heel or whatever. And then you think they're leading to Bound for Glory, where James Storm wins the title back, except that that didn't happen.
No, there was no rematch.
They didn't have a match without the. And as we know, many a Shawn Michaels match where it's just like, I ain't dropping the title to that person. Apparently, I'll lose the title to someone else, and then continue. Many a Triple H as well sometimes.
Well, I only know once with Goldberg, but yeah.
Well, but I don't know necessarily if Toni Storm needs to. I know it's going that direction.
Yeah, because I reckon
does Toni Storm need to win that title back? Not necessarily.
No, that's why I think you're right. If there's a triple threat with someone else there, and the third person wins the title, Mariah May and Toni Storm can carry on their feud. Yeah. Because
not necessarily. I mean, that how it doesn't.
It doesn't even the focal point of the feud. Yeah. It's the old betrayal.
Otherwise, they kind of like on an equal level, and I wouldn't say if Mariah gets beat definitively, it kind of puts her down a bit further than what she needs to be, where she needs to be. Yeah. Because they made they've made a star out of her. Even though I'm gonna say her stuff in New Japan, her stuff in Japan, not New Japan, in Stardom, really helped her. Yeah. Like get on their radar. It's just like now you've got another talent built. You know, where are you going forward with this? Yeah. Even though she didn't win the champion, they've got their storyline to this point. Is like where and how does it finish? Because as we know with wrestling, sometimes things just die out. Like where's the NWO? What was the end game to the NWO storyline?
This is what I'm saying. What could have been the end of it? It doesn't really make sense when you think about it now. What could be the end? It doesn't.
Yeah. Or
Did they take over WCW in the end? Yeah. They never really know.
Yeah, they I think they sometimes when they have something that's long build, they should have like their ending written. Yeah. And then or the stopgaps in between they can fill in because they've got time.
Yeah.
They just need to know.
Because I feel like the only one of recent memory where you could kind of tell they knew where their story was going was the Shield. That's the only in my like modern memory I can think of where they like, we can bring these guys together, and the whole end game is them to go off and be three separate stars, and they did it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And you could argue the Bloodline storyline is what's happened now, except that they wouldn't have known CM Punk was coming back.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman to bring him back.
Yeah.
Because he was Roman Reigns' wise man.
Yeah.
That's where they locked onto something, which actually worked.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Okay, TNT Championship match. The scapegoat, Jack Perry, the champion, versus Daniel Garcia.
Yep. That was okay match.
Yeah. I don't know 100% what they were going for.
No, neither did
I did like that Jack Perry just poured the trash over Daniel Garcia because it gave him the heel heat.
Yeah.
Just like pulled the bin and just buried him with all that stuff, and it's like, okay, yeah.
It's like, for me, the kind of like the package beforehand, like kind of explaining this whole match sort of thing, kind of was better than the match, if I'm honest. Because like, I get like Jack Perry's whole thing is like, you're not ready to be a man, basically, and Daniel Garcia is like, I don't really need to change to be a man, and like, okay, I guess. And then it's like all that weird. It's like, all right, so you're building that for you to become TNT champion, you got to become a dick and hate everything, so then you could be a champion. I was like, if that's what you're trying to portray here, that doesn't really make any sense. But all right, sure, you're meant to be the insane person here, I guess. And then the whole package of his mum leaving the voice notes and stuff. I was thinking like, is his mum dead? Because how does building to like, this feels like his mum's dead and he's re-listening to messages from her.
What's it called? Is he Baron Zemo listening to the voice message?
Yeah, or is he?
Have
you seen that film Frequency?
Civil War,
is it Frequency? Where this girl one day is playing on a ham radio, like one of those old radios where you did frequencies, and then somehow lightning strikes and she's able to talk to her dad in the past.
Wait, no. I think wasn't it? No, that's two guys, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the TV. I realised I'm mixing up. There was a TV show about it as well, where it was a girl.
There was a Smallville episode where Lana was where that exact thing happened.
Yeah, so I was thinking that's what I was like. Is his mum dead? But then it's like, no, his mum like. Then what was
Lana
the point?
from the future called Clark. Anyways, yes, because the lightning and the
yeah. So I was like, what? This goes nowhere. Like, it's just his mum's alive. It's not like. He's getting words of wisdom. He just called her right now and go, hey, mum, I'm fine. I mean, that's why I was like, I'm confused. And I was too busy like, hey, I've been to that park.
Yeah. Randomly, as you remind me, have you seen this K-drama called Death's Game?
No.
Okay. I think it's on Amazon. It's 8 parts. Watch it. Because that message, you're saying, this guy leaves his mum a message, but then there's other stuff that happens, and then it's actually really good. Right? Maybe you'll roll a tear up when you watch it, right?
It's like, I kind of like those sort of things, weirdly.
Yeah. But it's just like when you're saying about the messages and stuff like that, I was like, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, that reminds me of that. Anyways, so Jack Perry brings the belt in, throws it at Daniel Garcia, telling him to hit him, just like Bray Wyatt tells John Cena to do that sort of thing. And then when Daniel Garcia is, I'm not going to take the cheap way out.
Yeah.
And the referee takes the belt and puts it outside. Low blow, which would have been a finish back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And you're telling me that people's nether regions got stronger, apparently, because they absorbed the low blow.
Yeah.
And then he got running knee, and he didn't pin him after the low blow, but Jack Perry gave Daniel Garcia a running knee, which he kicked out of. Now back in the 90s, right?
Yeah, one of those would have finished it. Yeah. Again, this was like. I guess it's pay-per-view, but not every match has got to have like the two technical finishers and then the person. Yeah, it's a bit.
I did like the foot trap pile driver kind of. I don't know what I'm going to call it. Was it a globally pile driver? I don't know.
The foot capture pile driver. I was like, it should be a more smoother name than this. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And then into the I want to say sharpshooter, but it was they called it something else.
Dragon Slayer.
Which was kind of, but it is just a sharpshooter.
Just we called it the Dragon Slayer.
Yeah.
No, Dragon Tamer, I think, because it's kind of a tribute to the Lion Tamer sort of thing, but like 2 different moves. Doesn't make sense, but yeah, sure.
Well, you know what? Then there should be you should bend them back from their neck. You know, the Lion Tamer where it's bent,
that's what
and
I
have like it's a high angle clover leaf. Then if you're gonna do that. Yeah. But anyways,
sure.
Unless you're gonna do the version that Natalia does to AJ Lee and Melina, where they really actually crapped over themselves.
Yeah, I didn't like that because of the spines.
Yeah, this was fine. This was fine.
It was a decent match. Yeah.
This should have been where. So this should have been, I think, in between the women's match and the Hangman Jay White match would have made most sense.
Yeah, that made more sense. Well, commentary, like, I give one thing in this match. I didn't actually think that Garcia was gonna win because of how commentary was saying, like, you know, he's a man, not yet a boy, right? Yeah, and he's challenged for the title for 4 times or whatever and lost all the time. I was like, oh, okay, I can kind of see him losing and then kind of breaking and going like insane or whatever. But no, he won. I was like, okay, it's kind of a feel good moment, I guess. It's in New Jersey, near New York, so
New Jersey.
Yeah. And
actually, we'll speak about the Continental Classic after the next match because there are people here that there. So international champion match: Konosuke Takeshita versus Ricochet, and I was like, I hope Takeshita wins only because he's only just won the title.
Yeah.
Ricochet has been in title matches and he's only just come into the company.
Yeah.
And we can't have a guy from another company come in here and look better than not quote unquote the homegrown star, but you know, just like look, you're pushing a guy that you fed people to.
Yeah.
Sustain that push for him.
Yeah. So
which they did.
They did.
And I noticed Ricochet coming out with his Shawn Michaels trousers, and I was like, usually that guy's in tights. So unless he's got some knee braces.
Yeah, I just thought for some reason because they look kind of baggy, I thought he was gonna tear them off and be like the tearaway pants. But no, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think maybe he has to transition now, but it looks a bit weird because it's just like,
I don't know. Like he's like attire lately's been confusing me because when he came AEW, he's wearing a tie. So a long time. Okay, cool. And then like the last couple of weeks, he was wearing like pants. I was like, okay. So I thought he was gonna have pants again. Then he's wearing like these baggy sort of jeans things. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I think it's probably maybe it's knee braces.
Could be. I don't know. But, yeah. Or it was just because apparently I don't know because. They said he's making reference to something. He came out a jacket, had like half the cape and that stuff.
Right.
It was referenced as something. I don't know if it's an anime or something. I don't know. I was like, okay. I'm not gonna bother look this up because I can't be bothered. But it does intrigue me. I'm not gonna look this up.
Yeah. But yes, quite an enjoyable match actually.
Yeah.
I think both guys look good coming out of it. It's not like Ricochet got pinned by a top rope Falcon Arrow. Which was
I was like, okay,
like, of all things to get a finish, you know.
I was kind of like, I
thought maybe you like give him that, pick him up, knee to the face without the knee pad, and then the pin. But no, okay, because he took his knee pad down to try and get him earlier with it, and then his knee just left exposed. But it lead. There was no like they did the setup and it just didn't. They like swerved us.
It didn't lead to it at all. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, like I don't know. Like it was enjoyable.
I think as well. Partially is it wasn't one of them super fast pace over the top Ricochet style matches.
Yeah.
It was a change of how they did it, why he does it, what expectations were. I think.
Yeah. But I don't know. I still. I don't know how I feel about Ricochet in AEW. I don't know how I feel about
him. I think he got put in the title picture, the international title picture, a bit too quickly, but only because Will Ospreay was also there.
Yeah.
You know, so they kind of put in. They were like, "Oh, we'll stack him up here," but it's Takeshita's time, so kind of what you do, you know.
Yeah.
I will say. Takeshita, thigh slapping, right? As we know, which look, some people do better than hide it better than others, right?
Yeah.
And Takeshi, if it's like when you're looking at it from the angle we're looking at it, you can see not them all the time, but you can watch. You know, how do you hide it when the guys are like stick figures to you? You know?
Yeah. It's like,
because if you're slapping your thigh at the hard camera, the people on the other side of you or the other views can't see it, but you will have to see. You can't escape the camera. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
There was, but he's not okay. The only reason I point out is only because Roxanne Perez.
Yeah.
Well, I think who was holding her? I can't remember. Someone was holding her.
Yeah.
And she and one lady was running towards her.
Yeah.
And she slapped her thigh to give her the big boot.
Yeah.
And then she also slapped her thigh to give the lady holding her an elbow.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, well, they're really obvious.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
yeah. And I was like, oh, look, to be fair, she's really good, but she's really young. Like, I'm gonna say she's really good and she's really young.
Yeah.
You know, that's. But I was like, wow, they're really like 2-1 right. Both of them right after the other is very obvious.
Yeah.
Slapping your thigh. And I was like, ugh.
Sometimes as well, it's kind
actually,
of...
I think as well. Go on.
No, I was gonna say sometimes kind of like it's the camera's fault as well. Sometimes like, okay, you're too close in on a shot, whatever. Yeah. Or the position.
I don't know, by the way, how notorious Ricochet is for this as well. But when he does chops, he slaps his own thigh.
Oh. Okay.
So
I didn't even know
I'm like, just laying the chop. Like, if it's me doing the chop, you're just laying the chop, you know?
Yeah.
Why would you slap your own thigh doing the chop? It's just, you know, you're getting you're slapping the meat anyways. So
yeah, just cup it. Yeah, you get more of a sound.
Yeah. I mean, you've dealt chops. I'm sure I've dealt chops. Yeah, you just like, you know what to expect, and you know the guy delivering knows what's going to be. Yeah. So just be like, yeah, that's, you know, just eat the chop. You know.
Like a normal person, yeah.
yeah. Thigh slapping your own chops is just a bit weird.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
Even though but I thought this match was
it was
pretty good for what it was. I thought it was going to be much more hectic, but because both of them can do it, but I think they were just like, nah. They were like, we don't need it for this. We don't need it for this match, maybe.
Nah, you know? It was like, we're third from last. We don't need it for this, you know. Until the main eventers,
yeah. Well, look, now there's 2 matches afterwards, but they're of no relevance to the Continental Classic, so we'll just speak about that quickly.
Yeah.
Right? Continental Classic, the people that are in it, in the different leagues: Blue League, Okada, Sean Benjamin, Mark Briscoe, Kyle Fletcher, Daniel Garcia, and the Beast Mortos. Yeah. Then you got gold, by the way. They do X-Men style, right? You got blue and gold.
Blue and gold.
Darby Allin, Claudio Castagnoli, Brody King, Will Ospreay, Ricochet, and Juice Robinson. Now, Darby lost to Claudio a couple of weeks ago.
Last week, yeah. Clean. Yeah.
So here's probably where he will get his win back, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Because it made no sense for, not that I'm going to say, it didn't make any sense for him to lose then, but it's just like, well, this is where he's probably going to start his climb back, right?
But when I was looking at it, like, this doesn't make sense, though. Because doesn't the Continental person who wins it becomes the Continental champion, right?
Yes.
So then...
So the winners of their particular leagues, versus each other to become the champion.
Yeah. So then, all right, if the whole goal, like, even though I'm kind of jumping ahead and whatever, the whole goal is for him, Darby Allin, to face Moxley to win the title, why put him in the Continental?
Because he's got to get his win back off Claudio.
But then you just did it on an episode of Dynamite at World's End. You know what I mean? Like, it's...
exactly. You know, you got a point. I'm just saying. Where it just seemed that's where he's going. And the same with Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay. Even though they're in different leagues, it's just doing that. Maybe they were both in the finals, and then Will Ospreay will get his win back.
Yeah. That one makes kind of more sense because they're not building for him to be the one who destroys Mox and his New World Order. Sorry, the Deathriders. Yeah.
Well, wait, you think Will Ospreay is going to be the one?
No, I'm saying he's not. That's why I get him being in the Continental Classic, but I don't get why Darby's in it. It doesn't make any sense.
Darby. I think Darby shouldn't be in it.
No,
right? Because it doesn't but no, exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, why is Jay White not in this?
Yeah,
or Adam Page.
You know? But then it kind of makes sense for when we get into thingy later. Yeah.
And then it doesn't make sense because Darby also in that.
Yes, I'm saying it's dumb.
I think by the way, it seems to me like Sean Benjamin's probably going to be the guy in the Blue League eating the most of the pins.
Yeah, sadly, yeah.
And maybe Juice in the Gold League because he's injured and he's coming back. He's built an excuse for not getting the wins.
Yeah, sadly.
Who do you think is going to get who do you think is going to win either league, and who do you think is going to be the championship holder by the end of it?
Okada's in the gold group, right? Oh, blue.
In the blue one.
Blue.
Yeah.
It's Ospreay in the blue as well, isn't it?
No, Will Ospreay's in gold.
All right, so there we go. It's Ospreay and Okada's going to be in the final.
Right, okay.
It only makes sense, realistically.
Even though you mixed up where they were, you're just like, I know this guy and this guy.
I'll just make sure they weren't in the same group, because I know them two are going to be the finals, and then either Okada's going to win and carry on being champion, or Ospreay is going to win. But then...
Would you prefer Okada winning it?
Yeah.
Even though he has a title, just to maintain his dominance, because that's Okada? Or do you think Will Ospreay should take it?
I don't want Ospreay to take it because it's really bad. Like, he hasn't been there a year yet, and if he already have won two championships already, because he's been national champion twice.
Yeah.
And then if he wins this, he's like, okay, like
I think they were saying about they were. I think the initial idea they were saying was the Okada will hold the Continental title until Kenny Omega comes back, and Kenny will win it off.
That's what I heard as well. Like, okay.
But that's But then Kenny is having his return match in New Japan.
Which is really weird.
New Japan Strong title.
Yeah.
So at some point, are they going to do title versus title, which would make sense, I guess.
Could be. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see about that, anyways. Yeah. But you think Okada should, regardless of who's the challenger, you think he should just win the entire tournament and win and keep the hold of the title? Yeah,
till they actually find something good to do for Okada.
Yeah. Me too, because he's had the title for a while, but what feuds has he had? What are they doing with him?
Because he's kind of like him versus Takeshita for the Continental title, and
now, if Takeshita was in here, I would be like, oh, he's got a good chance of winning it, and then be a double title holder, the Intercontinental title, right?
Yeah. See, yeah, but I don't know, like you're right. And now because the Bucks have gone on hiatus and Jack Perry's lost his title, what do they have for Okada to do really? So it's like,
yeah. And I would have preferred Okada just be like, if the Elite just get really scared of the Deathriders, and Okada's like, sword order you, I'm just gonna fight him myself then.
But then I don't know how that feels kind of ham-fisted. Like Okada really has no horse in it. Really,
it's true. But I want to say he's not a man to back down. However, even though all the other guys in his group are.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Okay, Swerve Strickland versus Bobby Lashley.
Yes.
I want to say I don't know how I feel about this match, because I don't think Swerve should have lost. However, I'm like, let's see where they're going with it.
See, I enjoy this match, but my opinion, this can sound really weird, and because I heard it somewhere else, I was like, I kind of feel the same way. I feel like Lashley should have been Brock Lesnar versus John Cena from SummerSlam 2014, where he just murdered. Oh,
you waited Suplex City?
Yeah, he should have murdered. He should have murdered Swerve, and then Swerve can come back later on, more violent and not beat Lashley. But I mean, like, it shouldn't have been like I like Lashley in WWE, but I still think they should have booked him more of a monster than they did.
Yeah,
and I feel like this could have been AEW's chance to like rectify that wrong and like. Yeah, Lashley's
you know what? To be fair, they came out swinging. There was loads of Swerve stomps all over the place.
Yeah,
and Lashley getting his doing his manhandling and stuff like that. So I'm glad Swerve didn't look like a punk.
No,
because he was a champion not too long ago.
Yeah,
so just to say, oh yeah, by the way, the champion of company, we're going to have an outsider from the other company just come and beat him. It's a bit weird.
It's a bit weird, but because Bobby Lashley's like legit. You know what I mean? He's not like
yeah.
Like with Brock as well, they're two legit guys. So
I think it's one of those things that personally they should have built Lashley a bit more by throwing lower tier people at him, and he could just destroy. Then he will get to Swerve.
Yeah,
and then he'd be like, then you can do the Suplex City, and then Swerve coming back and stuff like that. It was just like I'm glad they booked it more the way it was, where Swerve got a good amount of offense in.
Yeah,
especially if it's just the start as well. Because they're like, Swerve, we're just gonna MVP, Sean Benjamin, Bob Lashley. We're gonna go after you. Done.
But you know, like it's gonna sound. It's like again, I like everyone involved in this. Yeah, but I feel I don't get why. This is gonna sound really weird coming from me as well. I don't get why the first thing is, hey, we're gonna have two black guys feud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they kind of built to the Swerve, like say Lashley was there first, like, murdering people, they kind of built to him and Swerve. Like, yeah, cool, that makes sense. Yeah. But to just like straight away, like, yay, and then it just felt like this is a bit weird. I don't.
Yeah, I think they needed some buffer, or some people that were aligned with Swerve to take some of the heat, and then.
No, but I feel like I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like the fact that I don't like it. I just find it weird that the first feud Lashley comes into is with Swerve. Like he could have a feud with someone else, then Swerve. You know what I mean? It just felt weird.
Yeah. He needed to beat up some jabronis, right?
Not even jabronis. Like I had a feud with anyone else before this, and then cool, boom. But I don't know.
But I did like he put the it was a hurt lock and first of all, it was a dirty spear that the Lashley spear him through ringside.
Yeah.
Then spear him through inside the ring where Lashley does the forward roll with his spear.
Yeah. The roll
and
through.
Then the hurt lock.
Yeah.
Which then it looked like Swerve was completely out from the spear anyway.
Yeah.
Which is good.
It was good, yeah. Even though it looked like
Prince Nana gets put,
sorry.
Go on.
No, you go.
Prince Nana gets put in the hurt lock as well.
Yeah.
Just for the crowd, for the extra heat.
Yeah, for the extra heat. Like when he got speared for the barricade, it legit looked like he in like a mid situation where he banged his head on the floor. Because if you look, his head's way above the barrier, and you kind of hit shoulder then head. Like, oh, that doesn't look really.
Do you think Bobby Lashley should put the pounce into his moveset? Should have pounced him through the barricade.
I don't know, you know.
Could he put up a better pounce than Willie Nightingale?
I don't know.
But then again, Keith Lee's there and he also does the pounce. So
is Keith Lee really there though?
Oh well, that depends on. He's there in spirit.
Yeah. Unless Keith Lee's gonna come back and then him and Swerve are gonna.
And then they'll feud with Keith Lee because they're like, you know what, we're just gonna grab another black guy and put him in a feud with other black guys. And like, well, come on now.
Oh, this isn't as good as you think it is. I mean, like, this isn't as good. Ooh. Yeah. But that was good.
Look, I enjoyed what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't a technical masterpiece or anything like that, but it was just like, you know what, it's sort of escalating violence. Except in the sense of in ring work, not like we're gonna pull out tables and stuff.
It was kind of like
wire and stuff like that. And they're just like, you know what, we're just gonna get more and more brutal with them. What our moves are and how we do them.
Yeah.
We'll put some snap and emphasis in everything we do.
Yeah.
Like more and more as we're going on.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Besides all my little Guams, sorry. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
it. AEW World Championship match. John Moxley champion with his briefcase.
Yeah.
With I don't know what title was in it or whatever.
Apparently it's AEW champion.
Versus Orange Cassidy.
Yes.
With Maria Schaefer is there as well, and Pac and Claudio.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Yes. 3 orange punches to start. Like, well, okay. And Mox is kind of just like getting dazed right off the bat. Okay, and then he goes out. Then he stumbles outside and you get. I was like, okay, because if he took 3 of them and he lay on the floor, it'd be a pit. You know, Orange Cassidy would go pin, but it'd be a bit silly for Mox to kick out of 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
So good that he rolled out of the ring and then he took a suicide dive. But then I think he recovered a bit too quickly from them.
Yeah.
To get back on offense.
Yeah. That's one of my weird problems with Mox. Like sometimes he doesn't sell enough. Yeah.
So he did curb stomp Orange Cassidy into the steps.
Yeah.
Which then he went to the crowd to hot dog, and that's where
color
exactly,
brother.
Where Cassidy got to blade himself.
Yeah. Even though it did look kind of it did look kind of rough when you see it. Like, oh, even though obviously you can see where his head was perfectly in line where it doesn't.
Yeah, the flat area was not the corner.
And then he colors himself, and then more violence happens.
Was that from the? Yeah, that was from the stomp on the steps, not the paradigm shift that he got on the steps as well.
Yeah, which was after, isn't it? Yeah, that was after. Yeah.
Oh, and what was funny is after he's got bloody and red, and then Mox is just like rubbing the blood over his face or grabbing him,
Yeah.
whatever, and he's getting himself bloody, and then he goes and high fives Maria Schaefer.
Yeah. Like,
And then she's like looking at her, and the crowd laugh as well because they're like, "What?"
you know, she's probably like, I really didn't want that.
Yeah. And then, you see her in the corner of the camera in the background while Orange Cassidy is getting beat up, and she's like rubbing the blood on her thighs.
I would have broke character and went like, someone give me a tissue and water.
She's just trying to rub it off her, and I'm like, what are you doing in the back looking really like, you know, stroking your leg? It's just like, okay, not saying it's off key, but it's just like, all right,
I
know what you're trying to do, but it's just like,
no, just break character.
You know, well, if you didn't see the blood wipe in the beginning, you just randomly there, just rub it.
Yeah.
So I say, funny enough, I think she adds to the act as well, just standing there and doing stuff.
Yeah, she does.
And good that they have her own contract and they're doing stuff with her.
Yeah,
and I know they ever mentioned that she's married to Roderick Strong.
Yeah, I kept on thinking.
However, in the press, the media scrum afterwards, Renee always Renee and Mox are married.
Yeah.
But she doesn't condone his actions.
Yeah.
She doesn't approve of them.
Yeah.
But I'll keep my journalistic integrity separate from what I see in the ring. It's like, but you go home to this guy afterwards anyway. I mean, you're gonna say, by the way, I blamed you over there, but I understand, right?
I understand. I don't like that you're like doing this with people, but I understand. Yeah, like okay.
I know it's one of those odd lines, but you have to kind of let it slide.
Yeah.
It's just
you have to. Well, at least they acknowledge it.
Yeah. But no, I enjoyed this match, even though I think the other two matches they had before were better.
Yeah, like the one for the international title, not last year, before whatever that was.
That
was better.
Both of them for the international title, right?
Yeah, because they're saying the last 2 years they fought at Full Gear. Because I think
did they?
Yes, because I kept getting confused. Like, what?
Oh yeah. Maybe that's right. Maybe that's right.
Yeah.
Because that's one where Mox won the title and then lost it the next week accidentally.
Yeah, no, he won the title at All Out and then lost it next week by accident, and then then Orange Cassidy beat Dragon Lee, Phoenix for it, and then And he
had a rematch with Mox where he also won. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So, even though I would say, see, now here's the difference, right? Between what I think, it's not as if the ring work was bad or anything like that. It just seemed like Mox had just won the title and they're re-establishing his character.
Yeah.
In the previous matches, it was like, okay, not a 50-50, right? Or something like that. But there was no other storyline through it. It was just like, I'm here to win the title, you're the champion, essentially,
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, it's enough of it to swing it either way.
Yeah.
It was just like
you kind of knew Orange Cassidy not winning. Yeah, it's kind of obvious straight away, and like he's not.
They didn't build him up enough or anything like that as well. I think that's the other thing.
Not even so, nothing about building him up because this storyline technically just started. He's not going to lose it straight away to Orange Cassidy. So he's like, there's no. If it was like, say, 4 or 5 months down the line, but okay, I could see Orange Cassidy winning, but it's literally
Yeah. He need. I was gonna say, I mean, as much as we praise Jay White, right? But he needs something like where Jay White is, where he can eat the pin without having it not necessarily do too much damage. But it's just like, look, this guy's got a low chance of winning, but we accept that he has a low chance of winning.
Yeah, like, I feel that way with Orange Cassidy, but it's just like it's not going to hurt him whatsoever. No. But it's like they could have done. I feel like they kind of did him dirty in this story. It's like you.
Yeah, because he was the first guy to get fed, right?
Yeah, like we know he's not going to win. Like, and if he did, it'd be like, what was the whole point of this whole story? If he does, you know what I mean? It doesn't. There's no.
Yeah. He needs to be a challenger, like in January or somewhere like that.
Yeah, then be like, okay, I can kind of buy this, but no.
Yeah. So the Deathriders come in and try to interfere.
I don't know what they try to do.
Yeah.
Because they try to come in and interfere.
They come out and then they get ran off by the conglomeration.
Yeah, the conglomeration, yeah.
And then Maria Sheffield's in the ring. She's going to briefcase hit Orange Cassidy, but she gets pounced by Willow Night. Oh, she doesn't really get pounced. She just gets kind of tackle?
Takedown, tackle, yeah.
It would have been better if it was a pounce, by the way. And so they disappear, and then Wheeler Yuta in his black hoodie, because black hoodies make you camouflage for some reason.
Yeah, he wearing black with a Ring of Honor hoodie. It's like obviously he works for his company.
But
Okay,
just
cool.
like when the both of the Usos are wearing black, and you're like, okay, are you all ninjas? Like no one see you guys.
Do you think no one can see you in this? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So he gets take the flying knee from Wheeler Yuta, and then he gets a Death Rider.
Yeah.
From Moxley, and then 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna say he did take a good couple of Orange Cassidy had a decent amount of poke spots, and there was a couple of times where he did get pins where I was like, oof, maybe, right? Even though I was like,
yeah, it was, and then it was just like I don't know, like he had there was moments. I was like, there was never actually a moment like, yeah, there's like there was never a moment like, okay, there's a 1% chance he'll win. You know he's gonna win.
Yeah.
But like what he went through was like, yeah, you know what? This is kind of building him up, because like the whole, even though they tried to play like Mox actually scratched his back and like drew blood, but if you look before that, there's kind of blood where he swipes it down. But anyways, and then he does it back to Moxley. So it's like, okay, he's giving as good as he gets. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Soon as the Deathriders came out, like, yeah, it's over. Like, you can't drag this out anymore, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
I think. See, oh no, okay. I was gonna say I think they should have organized the card where between the women's match was the TNT title match, and then Bobby Lashley and Swerve match, and then you go to the Jay White and Hangman match. But towards the end of this, it's probably it probably makes sense why that was earlier, because Wheeler Yuta gets disinfectant and pulls over. Is it bleach? Is it disinfectant? What was it?
I don't even know, because at first I was like, what is he going? I got confused. Like, are they going to try and make him drink this? Because then that's really like, you've done the bag, trying to murder someone with a bag. Now you're going to try and like get someone acid burn.
I don't know if you've seen it, the Terrifier.
No, but I heard.
Okay, the Terrifier 2, right?
Yeah.
I don't see. I like slashers, but I don't like this kind of sadistic kind of slasher.
Okay, yeah.
What does he do? He slices someone, right?
Yeah.
And then he gets salt, and he's got salt and he's got bleach, right?
Yeah.
And he rubs salt in there, and then he pours the bleach in the wound as well. I'm like, what is that about? Anyways, that's what it's kind of reminded me when I saw this. I was like, wait a minute,
like, a bit too much, yeah. Too much. Yeah.
Anyways, you could argue that Yuta was helping Orange Cassidy because he's putting disinfectant so he doesn't get
infections or whatever. Yeah.
You could die from the infections. You gotta clean that stuff up right where you was in the ring. Don't know how dirty that is,
Yeah.
Anyways, Adam Page comes out and he smacks Wheeler Yuta with a chair, and then he's like, Moxley, Hangman, and then Christian Cage comes out.
Yeah, hits Hangman, hits Moxley with the
kill switch.
No, it hits him with the contract box thing, whatever it is.
Block
box,
whatever it is, yeah.
And then he picks up Moxley, give him the kill switch, and then look at No, that's actually wrong. No, he hits him with that, and then Hangman somehow catches the contract.
Yeah.
And then he's holding it, and then Christian's like, no, let me pin him, then you get the first title shot. And then Hangman's like,
yeah.
I suppose. He gives it to him and then limps off. So then Christian goes to cash it in.
He's got to sign his name on the contract.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the time before he even gets to do that, Jay White comes out, hits him with Blade Runner.
Yeah.
And he's like, see, I don't like you, Christian, because apparently Christian was the one who injured him. That's why he was out. I don't know, storyline purposes, I guess.
Yeah.
And then after that, then Claudio and Pac come out and they start beating him up, and then they run away. I don't actually. They weren't getting chased by anyone. They just like they didn't get Moxley and like, we got to go. Which made this funny. The part that made me laugh about this is that like Claudio is still in his vest where he was like ripping out of. He takes off and then runs off. I was like, normally when you take off your shirt, it's like you're gonna fight more, not run away. But okay, sure, okay.
Yeah.
So they pick up Mox and they all leave, and then Jay White's like shout out, Pac, and he gets out of the ring, picks up a chair, and then slowly walks to the back. I was like, okay, so is he chasing them? I'm confused. So then they're running through the back, and then they're about to get into their pickup truck. And then you see a car, which is kind of annoying me by commentary as well. They get into a car, and it gets hit by another
purple skull, by the way.
Purple skull, emo looking car, right? So who else could it be? And commentary's like, oh, whose car could that be? Like,
come on, people,
yeah, you guys work here. You know this. And then they're like, oh no, our car don't work because we don't have a front bumper no more. So then Pat kicks the guy who gets off the valet keys, throws him over the barrier, and then they steal like a key for a car. And this bit was hilarious because I don't know why it took him like so long to actually start the car, because they get in the car for like 15-20 seconds, nothing happens. Then you can see what they went, turn ignition on, took off handbrake, and then go off. And then Darby comes strolling out like, where are you, Moxley? Get this back here!
He swears as well, by the way.
Yeah.
And they catch on camera, they try to bleep it, but whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then, like you're saying, he's swearing at Moxley, and he's trying to step onto the car that's the car that he ran into, trying to step onto it, right?
Oh.
He steps on the bumper, and the bumper breaks.
Yeah, then he starts kicking down.
I was like, he almost took a front bump on right on the front of the car.
Almost keeps up a concussion there.
Yeah. But he managed to get on it, and it's slanted, so he's not exactly got the best
like footing,
grip for mobility, not mobility, to stand still on it,
yeah.
But then you got all the other people, all the attendants going, calm down, Darby, or whatever, and he's like smashing the car with his skateboard, even though he looks like he's about to slide off it as well. But yeah,
and then it goes to black. Yeah,
I like this. I like that all the people in the top of the title picture just to be like, we're here. For to stake our claims,
Yeah, which I was like, okay. Yeah, it was kind of messy, but I was like, yeah, I get it.
Well, I like it because and I get what you're saying, but I like it because it establishes where everyone is at this point in the story. The Moxley title story. Yeah. So like, here are our front runners. That guy, Christian Cage, you got to be aware of, yeah. Darby Allin's there, but obviously in the Continental Classic, Jay White and Hangman seem to be unofficially for number one contender.
No,
but
this is where it's confusing, because Jay White's got to beef with Christian. Okay.
Yeah.
The Hangman bit, because he's loose cannon, I kind of get why he come out, but then I don't get why he come out at the same time, because it's not like he's anywhere in the title contention because of all the losses he's had recently. So I mean, it's like it doesn't.
It's the power of spite.
Yeah.
The power of spite compels him.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of these guys, not Darby, of course, anyways, is the challenger for the title at World's End.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, they're going to do the Deathriders 3-on-3, like is it 3 of them, 4 of them, right?
Yeah.
And he could get everyone else who's the number one contenders on the other side.
Yeah. See, and do
even though they're not in alignment with each other whatsoever.
Be the whole can they coexist sort of thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, I'm quite interested to see where it's going next. Like this, like I feel like
they don't have to have a world title match.
No, they don't have to.
The pay-per-view for World End. They could use the Continental Classic Finals as the
or even they could do like one of the other titles can main event it or whatever.
Yeah.
I just like.
I think in the Continental Classic, maybe they'll do the semi-finals at the beginning and then the finals at the end, and you sandwich this.
Yeah, it could do. Yeah.
Deathriders versus all the number one contenders for the title in between it somewhere.
Yeah, could do. Like the only thing I'm not confused about, but like I'm kind of wondering, where is this Mox World Order / Deathriders story? What is the end game of it?
Yeah. Well, the end game is for him to get beat by Darby Allin.
Yeah, but like, how long is it going to take? If this is like, say, realistically, because if you want to see it, they're trying to copy the whole NWO thing, but kind of made it modern, but 80s superhero villain-ish sort of thing, yeah?
Go on.
It should take more than, like, say, 6 months. If you should, like, the whole Sting Hogan thing where he was in the rafters for, like, 18 months.
I don't think they're going over. I mean, they say they're going to take over the company, but how can 4 people take over the company? You know?
That's why they need to expand as well. It's like.
Yeah, either they need to expand or they need everyone that they've been turning on to turn back on them. so they get swarmed by all the other groups.
Because that's like my main sort of thing with it. Like the NWO, it kind of worked because they had a number game, right? They had like everyone in their uncle was like part of the NWO. But with this, it's like 4 of them, and how many other people work in AEW? You know what I mean? Like you could like.
That's why I think the Elite should have been involved in this somehow as well. It's like they're another faction, and there's a faction war, like in Gang Wars, right? Is that what they did in 987?
Yeah, but I feel like
even though in New Japan they're all in gangs as well.
Yeah.
For over 10 years now, right?
Yeah, still this day, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like the Elite, when they made the Elite, they had no end game in mind, and then I reckon halfway through the Elite, that's when Moxley and that pitched the idea for the Deathriders, and they're like, we don't know how this is going to fit into it, so let's kind of just get rid of Elite for now, and then maybe touch upon it later. Who knows?
Yeah. We'll see. But
We'll see.
I hope they stick to their initial plan, as long as Darby Allin does not injure himself further.
Yeah.
That he gets the rub, you know.
Yeah.
And you think that Christian Cage, even though you said it before, Christian is just going to try and cash in right away, and I'm like, hopefully,
yes.
He'll beat Christian too,
No.
because it just gives him something like, it doesn't give him like the 2-minute title reigns, which are, you know, and probably by the point that he does do that, your boy Adam Copeland will be healed anyways, so he will stop that cash in.
I really like this because I really don't want Darby to be champion. I like Darby to a certain extent, but all his matches are literally the same. It's like he's gonna get thrown around forever, and then somehow he's gonna do a Slumdog Millionaire, and then
that's an Orange Cassidy move.
Yeah,
even a coffin drop.
No, he does that. He does the Slumdog Millionaire. That, you know, when they go for a suplex and you kind of spin around. And
yeah.
That, and then he's gonna hit a coffin drop, and that's literally every Darby Allin match. And like, I don't find that compelling for a world champion. But okay, yeah, he's a perpetual underdog. We get it.
Well, yeah, but then we were like, look. Brock Lesnar, all he does is German suplex on an F5.
Yeah, but Brock Lesnar's like, he legit is like a beast. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what's funny? You know what is also funny is when he had that match against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 31, and they were saying basically all the only moves that Brock Lesnar did was a German suplex and an F5.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns did one move as a Superman punch, so Brock Lesnar did twice as much moves as Roman Reigns. Now, to be fair, I think Brock also did overhead belly to belly and stuff like that. But then the only other move that Roman did was a spear.
Yeah.
So still did twice as much moves as he did.
He did. But then Seth crashed in and I went crazy because I was there. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like anyone, I'd even prefer Orange Cassidy to be champion over Darby. So if it came around like a year and then they built up Orange Cassidy to be like super cool Orange Cassidy rather than Freddie Squeeze, and he'd be more so like, yeah, that's dope, long-term storytelling. But Darby's like, okay, you literally just lost to Jack Perry and now you're world champion.
I think the thing is that they had him as the number one contender and he lost to Jack Perry, fine, and that allowed Jack Perry to have the match with Bryan Danielson, even though that's not why they did that. They should have just kind of did that. They should have. That's what they should have done, right? They should have said, "Oh yeah, he beat the number one contender," even though his cash in was going to be at a specific point. Yeah, that makes Jack Perry number one contender for number one challenger. Yeah. And then Mox defeated him, so they've got to rebuild Darby Allin. Yeah, they've still got time to do that. Whether you're going to say he wins at Revolution or whatever, I think he deserves a decent length title reign. And then he can drop the title to whoever. Yeah,
I don't know how I feel though. I don't know how I feel about.
Oh, you think you would if you was booking it, you Jeff Hardy's title reigns where he wins it and then he loses it because you can't trust him.
I don't know. I feel like you could trust Darby, like, because he's not going to go out and do like anything like silly like Jeff did. But then, actually, I don't know. Because of like how he's always getting like hurt doing like weird outside activities. Yeah.
Well, I understand the Stuntfest stuff as well, where he's diving through glass tape off the ladder through glass. I'm like, oh well, wait, hold on. Yeah. You need to reel that in, dude. Unless you're gonna say you're gonna retire in the next 5 years.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like I could change my mind in a couple of months' time about how I feel about Darby. Who knows? But at the moment, like anyone but Darby, even Christian.
Okay.
But, yeah,
right.
we'll see. Well, overall, yeah, I enjoyed this pay-per-view. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. We'll see how they do for Survivor Series as well.
Yeah.
Because that's next week.
Next week, we'll see.
Yeah. Any particular matches intriguing you at Survivor Series? And then we'll close up because we're running for a while.
Yeah. Maybe just the women's War Game match.
Oh yeah, maybe the men's War Games. I don't know why they have 2 War Games matches.
I get it and I don't get it. Like, we got to do both for... Like, realistically, what they should have done, right? But I'm not going to harp on about this. Like, they should take it in turns each year. Like, say, one year the men will have it, women, then the other gender will have, like, the traditional 5-on-5 elimination match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That'd be better.
The thing is, obviously, they've got 2 Royal Rumbles as well, and it's just like, but... on the same Royal Rumble, they've got a women's and men's Royal Rumble, and I think I don't know if you necessarily need 2 Rumbles as well, but
see the Rumble I don't mind because it's it's kind of a traditional thing. But the War Games, like at first I get it, like have 2 War Games now, but now it's like Survivor Series is known for the traditional, just revert like swap it each time. Yeah,
makes sense as well. The women's War Games is probably more unpredictable as well because the men's seems like Roman's probably going to get the win. Yeah. So he can establish himself as the true bloodline Ulafala leader.
Yeah, and then go on to have
except that you get our boy The Rock. Well, my boy The Rock, because you hate him, right?
I don't hate it.
You get the final boss come in there, and then you can get to their WrestleMania match.
Yeah. Like the reason why the women's one intrigues me more because at first they the teams were sorted, isn't it? Like because Rhea came back, she was the 5th woman of the women's team, but then Jay's been injured. So they've took Jade out. So it's like, who's going to replace her? It's going to be... And, like, everyone thinks it's going to be Bayley because then if you bring Bayley into it, she's got the interdrama with, like, everyone apart... Like, Bianca doesn't like her. Io kicked her out of Damage Control. The only person that kind of likes her is Naomi and Rhea's Rhea. So it's like, there's all this, like, intertwirling dramas there. So, like, that'd be quite interesting. Like, but we'll see.
All right, cool. Okay, we will sign off on this episode. We will see you on the next wrestling episode.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Next week.
Sorry, we'll do other stuff after this. Don't worry. Just like it's that time of the year where wrestling decide like, hey, we're gonna give you a week gap between 2 events that are pivotal.
Exactly. And both on a Saturday as well.
Yeah, so it's kind
in
of
America. By the time we watch it, it's Sunday morning. But
So this only happens like twice a year for us where we do like back to back. And because we only like covered the important ones, so yeah. So catch us on this Survivor Series one, and I have been the man who is always walking around in his wrestling tights, like my good friend Pac.
Wrestling trunks, right? Those are the tights, by the way.
Not
as if, by the way, like Darby Allin, you can wear the jean shorts and the tights and walk around, be all right. Yeah. No, you can't walk around like Pac and just in your trunks all the time.
Showing your man meat all the time, which makes it hilarious. Like you see all them that come out in their vests and their wife beaters and stuff like that in jeans, and then he just comes out in his wrestling trunks. Like, why are you different? I like it. You stick to your gimmick. It's great.
Mm-hmm. And I'm the person who will turn on their best friend for no reason whatsoever, try to bottle them, even though. Oh, to be fair, did she bottle her before?
No.
Accidentally. Who got bottled before?
I think she might have during Tony's when they had that weird free. Yeah.
Yeah, but then even then, that's kind of like accident. Why is that? Are you gonna say it all the way back then when?
Yeah. Whatever, I guess. Yeah.
We'll see. I have to say, coming out of this pay-per-view, there's several intriguing things that I wonder what their follow-through was going to be.
Yeah, same. That's what kind of dream.
They've planted enough seeds. The main event scene is kind of pretty full.
Yeah.
Other feuds are going here and there, and you're like, oh, wait, how's that going to work? So,
I'm quite interested.
Good stuff overall. Good stuff that I think shifts things forward as well.
Yeah, I just like we kind of said earlier. I just hope they follow through because we know that.
Yeah.
Not just AEW, but wrestling tends to like build something and kind of not follow through with it. Yeah. We'll see. So it's not me hating AEW because I don't hate AEW.
No. It's you hating wrestling.
Yeah. No, not hating it. Just having little gripes with wrestling. Yeah.
But it's not just in wrestling as well, by the way. We know in TV series and all that stuff.
Series, everything, every media. There's this like, We'll kind of like build something and kind of, oh, we don't know where we're going with this. Let's pretend this kind of didn't happen. And then maybe revisit it 7 years later when we kind of know. You know. Yeah. That Dragon Ball on. Anyways, and yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe on YouTube if you're watching this. And also don't forget to follow us Instagram and Twitter up there. And yeah, it's all up there. And until next time, guys, we'd like to thank you for taking a trip with us around the Multiverse and see you next week for SummerSlam.
SummerSlam Survivor Series.
Same SS. That's what I just realized what I said there. Double S's, so yeah, I get kind of confused. Not the
yeah.
Alright, so catch you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye. SS.